This is a concept album. It might be his last album. This was like 8 years in the making. Also, there's a book that's coming out. This is such a unique rollout. Oh, I like that flow. What's going on, everyone? Mike Griff back with a brand new reaction. We're jumping into Logic from the Ultra 85 album that just came out. I'm pretty souped about this. I gotta admit, I don't know much about Logic. I know Homicide with Eminem. It's kind of it. But I do know that, this is a concept album. It might be his last album, even though he said in 2020 he was retiring. I guess he's come back, which is weird. It's a weird age to retire because I think he was like 31 at the time. He's like 35 now. I don't know. I don't know enough about him, so I don't know his journey or anything. I know little bits and pieces that I've read. But I like it as a concept. I like that it's might be his last, so I'm definitely jumping into this. I also know this was like 8 years in the making, which is wild. Like, people don't do that anymore. Kendrick Lamar does shit. I don't even know if Kendrick spends 8 years on an album. That's a long time. Also, apparently there's a book that's coming out that's supposed to... I don't know. This is like a book that is like coming out with this album. Like, this is such a unique rollout. I gotta say, I've never heard anything like this before. Anyways, to get some things out of the way, if you guys like the shirt I'm wearing, this Kendrick Lamar shirt, links in the description if you want to buy it. It's like $15. It was pretty cheap, but some cool stuff on Amazon, I gotta say. Like, subscribe, comment, share, do all that stuff. Please help the channel grow. We're doing good right now, and I want to keep it moving, and let's get into Deja Vu featuring DJ Drama. Here we go.
Alright, something I can relate to. This band called Color, Mulatto, Zebra, Light Bright.
I like this because I do know he's Logic is like half white, half black. So, you know, there's some shit that comes with being like that. I don't know if you guys have read... What was his name? I can't even think of his name now. Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah wrote a book, and he talks about, because he's half white, half black, but he's from South Africa, where that's like way crazier, especially when he was born. I think the book was like Born a Crime, because technically his mom and dad weren't supposed to have a kid, so he is a crime. But he talks about this, like, not ever being accepted by either the black or the white side totally. And there's like this, in America and whatnot, you get this like racism that, whites and blacks can be secluded from each other and whatnot, but then there's this middle ground that doesn't really get, or that if you're in that middle ground, you can feel like you're not really accepted by either side, from what I understand. I'm not that. I'm totally white. But at the same time, like, this is gonna sound weird. I'm white, but I'm American. Like, I'm a mix of like at least 5 different nationalities. And like growing up, like I'm like a quarter Italian, quarter Irish, and those two ethnicities are kind of butt heads. So I remember like being really proud of my Italian side at one point, and like being into The Sopranos and The Godfather and all that, and then falling more into my Irish side when like The Departed came out. Say like there is a weird thing with, and it even in the movie Goodfellas, they kind of touch on it, where if there is a lot of pride when you are all of something. When you are fully Italian, like in Goodfellas, you can be a made man. Like if you were, you can get that entire culture behind you. They are proud of you because that's all you are. And when you're mixed in any way, you don't get that pride from your culture enough, or your people. And I felt like that in other ways too. Like I grew up a white middle class kid from the suburbs who liked rap music in the early 2000s, which was very much predominantly, besides Eminem, was a predominantly black genre. I related to it because I listened to DMX, and DMX talked a lot about his dad leaving him when he was young. My dad left me when I was young, and like I empathize with that. I empathize with Eminem. He talked about the same stuff, and like rap is a very real, raw art form, like poetry. I like poetry, but it's very raw and real and easy to empathize with if you listen and can appreciate what they're saying, and it'll open up a whole new world for you if you're not from the world that the artist is from. And I remember really relating to that so much, and like, you know, we're all human. We can all empathize with each other, despite being, we're all different. We all have similarities. We all have pain. We all have joy, and we can all feel that with each other. And I connected a lot of my pain and my inner turmoil of my like abandonment issues and whatnot to DMX, to Eminem, and all this. And you know, I'm kind of guy who wears my heart on my sleeve. And that was big for me. But like in the school, I went to like a private school, all white kids. There was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 black kids in the school. So like the fact that I vibe so much with hip hop really set me as an outcast in a way. Like I didn't really listen to like rock music. Like I solely listened to hip hop. For the most part. And like I was I just remember being ridiculed for that so much. By like, it's funny, it was like a racist thing, but like people with the same color skin as me was putting me down for something I liked and connected with, just because it's weird. And I felt like that, like I didn't, because obviously I'm not black, so I don't belong in hip-hop. I don't, or, you know, you have that feeling. But then when you gravitate towards that type of music, that becomes kind of your anthem for your childhood. And then all the other kids who look like you, who you should fit in with, basically say you don't fit in with them because you don't listen to the same stuff as them. Like, that's isolating too. So it's like you don't belong anywhere. And I kind of feel like that must be a similar feeling to whatever Logic is feeling. I know this song is like 20 seconds in or whatever, but that sparked a lot of thoughts for me. I'm going to keep going. I don't want to drag this on, but that's just what I'm thinking right now.
Niggas questioning if I can even say nigga. DJ Drama.
Okay, I've been there, I done that. This rap shit, had to get round from that. My therapy helping a boy unpack it. A reason I left and don't want to come back.
Ooh, I like that flow. That's a cool thing with rap, man. It's different from rock music. Rock music was like you use your voice, or any other type of music. You use your voice as a melody, like a string instrument or something. Rap is like you use your voice like a beat. You like a drum. And this is good drumming.
I've been there, I done that. This rap shit had to get round from that. My therapy helping a boy unpack. Yeah, the reason I left and don't wanna come back. Made 100 million and we're still depressed. You know, with that, and we still stressed. You know, with that, and we still blessed. Stealth mode like Ellie and Hillcrest. Yeah, everybody gonna die, gonna go, I know. That's why I flow like a river. My liver can't take no more. Ain't no more fucks to give. I gotta live my life. Regardless if you think I'm living it right. I was born in the dark, now I live in the light. Bitch, I'm ready to fight like I'm Tyson. This shit is enticing. And diamonds on my neck be ice. Bitch,
Ah, man, I love this vibe. I love everything he's saying. It's not that, I'm very used to Eminem. Eminem is my fucking number one for sure. But he's so, like, everything he says means 4 or 5 different things. Logic seems, and maybe that's just a song right now. I like I said, I heard Homicide. I don't know much about Logic. Seems straight to the point, which I appreciate. Is all of his stuff like that? Does he have other stuff that's more like layered? And maybe I'm missing stuff. I don't know. If I'm missing stuff, let me know. But his cadence, his flow, I love it. I love the things that he is saying. Straight to the point and very wise. Sounds like a very, very wise person. Which is unique for someone his age. He's 3 years younger than me. Sounds like he's obviously had a hard life, and he's very introspective, which I like. I think I'm pretty introspective too. I don't want to say I'm very wise. I feel like that's a foolish thing to say, but everything he's saying is very deep. Even though it might not be like, oh, that means 4 different things. Like, what he's saying is not just deep, should be heard, needs to be heard. Something that should be passed on to people. Like, think about this before you act. Wisdom. He's passing on wisdom. And I really, really appreciate that. You know, most hip-hop isn't like that. Most people put out music just to, you know, put the vibes out, which I like. I like the vibes, but say something, elevate my mind as well as my spirit.
right, I was born in the dark, now I live in the light. Bitch, I'm ready to fight like I'm Tyson. This shit is enticing. And diamonds on my neck be ice. Bitch, I inspired a generation. People that feel like they had nowhere they could belong, stuck in a simulation. Bitch, I am the king of innovation. But everybody got what they got from something else. I'm something else. I'm on the floor, you on the shelf. I'm in the ring, I got the belt, the hands been dealt. I am the king, the shit beyond the bling. And all the things that I thought this rap would bring. Back in the day in the trap, I was gripping the gat. As a matter of fact, I was dealing with hella anxiety. End of the day, well, I still got it.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I like to know that shit about him. Interesting.
Anxiety is fucking with my sobriety and the outlook that I have on society. It could be crippling, even if you bank a custody tripling. Because
so he's had addiction issues too, like M. That's interesting. I gotta say, I really appreciate recovered addicts, drug addicts, alcoholics, or whatever. Most people, addicts have such a demon. Like, we all have a demon within we have to fight. Recovered addicts have caged that demon. If you want to relate to Eminem, you know, he went like the Monster video. He's friends with a monster. He's locked Slim Shady in a cage. You know, that's the hardest fucking thing to do, honestly, is to master yourself. That's mastering yourself. Recovered addicts are people who have mastered themselves. I admire them so much. And you know, look what he's doing. Look what M's doing. Like, you can see that victorious nature in them. It's something to definitely look up to.
money and fame, success in the game has nothing to do with the life of happiness you plan to attain. Gripping this grain, everybody gonna die, gonna go. Yes, I know, that's for sure. Everybody wanna act, they wanna act. act like I motherfucking fell off. Cause I did everything but get the Grammy. And I'd rather raise a family, rather be home and off on my phone. And all these other rappers sounding like clones. Leave me alone.
Alright. Did everything but get the Grammy. I want to be with my family. Good for you, man. Good for you. He's got his... So, wisdom, man. He's got his priorities right in line. That's what it's about. And it's tough. Like, I have a family. I have a little girl. I have a wife. I love them very much. I want to give them all the time I can, but at the same time, like, I'm an artist. I want to create things constantly. Like, there's this constant obsession with me to be creating things. Like, every minute I'm awake. And it takes away from them. It can add to them. Like, I can make things for them and whatnot. But it's kind of a selfish thing. You know, I like, you know, these triangles, these lights. I made that. I welded that. These lights, I programmed these. Like I got a little thing here that I could change the color. I made all of that. I like being surrounded by my creations. It's a very proud, like prideful, like egotistical thing, I think. It just makes me feel good than to like just go and buy something that someone else made. Like, I don't like that. I like knowing that I created something like that. It gives me so much fulfillment. Not as much as being a father, but there's this needing force in me to be creating, and then to be surrounded by my creations. It just makes me feel, I guess it's pride, and that's probably not a great thing, honestly, but it's a drive. It's a constant drive within me. I don't know what he was talking about that made me think about this. Let's keep going.
Think you gotta better get to praying. Well, you know, go toe to toe with M. Homicide might have to go again. Student of the game, I studied him. Jay-Z, Nasir, and Rakim. Well, you know, go toe to toe. Well, you know, go toe to toe with M.
Sorry. Because he did. He went toe to toe with them on Homicide. Who you know to go toe to toe with them? You think you got it? Better get to praying. Next, Homicide might have to go again. I would love another collab with them. Student of the game, I studied him. Yeah, alright.
Think you gotta better get to praying. Well, you know, go toe to toe with M. Homicide might have to go again. Student of the game, I studied him. Jay-Z, think you gotta better get to praying. Well, you know.
And Homicide might have to go again. That fits in with the theme Deja Vu. Might have to go again. That's interesting.
Go toe to toe with M. Homicide might have to go again. Student of the game, I studied him. Jay-Z, Nasir, and Rakim. Bitch, I got a million plaques, a million tracks, a million racks, a million facts to let them all know that I'm ready to go. Fade away to fade to black for show. All this shit you rapping whack for show. Murder like Amity, beat the calamity again, and I beat the calamity again, and I stay with the cannon. They talking that shit in the Discord, you know I'm a band. I pull up in the Maybach and never the Phantom. Recorded incredible true story in a two-story. Could barely afford the rent, it's a true story, so don't pass it. Decade later, it's a classic. What can I say? I guess I won't fade away.
Skipping to the next song. We're gonna stop that. I haven't heard this yet. Alright, guys. Like, subscribe, share. If you like this, what's going on, please help me out. Yeah, until the next one. Peace out.